that struck us immediately when he walked in was he is a natural born leader. I mean, he really comes in, he knows exactly what he wants to do, he's very focused, he carries himself with a bearing, and it felt like, wow, this is a guy who really could be the leader of the team. Plus, he is a wild fan of the original 5-0. So I think that combo really made us feel like, you know, we had our cornerstone right away, and from that we could build outward.
And then from outward, you have Scott Kahn, who you guys know from Entourage, if you watch that, who's really, I mean, electric in the pilot. I mean, there's the energy, a big energy, and I'm assuming the chemistry between those two characters was key as well.
Oh, it's huge. It's you know, it's the whole ball game in a way, and I think that the thing that's amazing about the casting process is that when pilot season happens, you know, 17,000 actors walk through your door in 5 minutes, and it's very tricky to find somebody who, what you hope for more than anything is that someone will walk in the room and will just be that person. And inevitably, because there's such a crush of time, you end up right down to the wire. So we were, I think, almost 24 hours from shooting, and we did not have our Dano, which ironically we thought was going to be the easiest part to cast. Scott had been on our list right away, but we had heard he wasn't available, and for some, you know, miracle, he became available at the last minute. He had to decide within 12 hours if he was going to give up his life and move to Hawaii. He read the script, he said, I'm in, and that was it. And it was just kind of an amazing thing. The thing I will say about everybody, which is just, it's such a joy, I think, for all of us, is that I've never had the experience of seeing a cast come together on day one and have it feel like this was the 5th year of a show. It just doesn't happen like that. Usually there's a rhythm that has to build, and everyone came together and felt like they had been a family for a long time, and I think it made us feel like we had the confidence to move forward into something really special.
Let me just say to Daniel, you are officially the luckiest bastard alive. Right? No, seriously, this guy over here shoots not 1, but 2 shows back to back in Hawaii. Are you kidding me? That's absurd. I mean, and then throw in getting to work with these guys, I just have to assume it was a no-brainer.
I guess I can't really play the sympathy card. No, you know, I've made no secret of the fact that I really love living in Hawaii, and you know, my family loves it there, and I really wanted to stay. But I wasn't going to stay unless I was with a project that I could really feel strongly about. So when this came along, and I started my discussions with Peter and the guys, it was, I really felt like lightning was about to strike twice, and I'm still touching wood every day.
Len, this is your first work on TV, and you know, you look at, and you guys saw it in the clip there. I mean, it looks enormous. I mean, it's huge. There's helicopters, there's explosions, everything. Tell me why this was the project to draw you into directing your first TV pilot.
I'd been interested for a while of getting involved in television. It just literally came from the script. You know, it wasn't even something that immediately I thought that necessarily I would be right for when I first heard about it. And Alex had sent me the script, and you know, I'm 20 pages into it, texting him saying, you know, you bastard, you know, I've got a lot of things going on, and this, I'm going to drop everything. I've got to do it. And I just responded to the script right away. It was so it was really, you know, that for me. I love the characters and how they came together. So if I can actually take people through some exciting action as well, you know, and they're going to be, you know, really on board with these characters, and, you know, like them through that experience, then great. That's going to be fun.
I open this up to any of you because, I mean, a lot of you have worked on reboots before. Excuse me. Some of you haven't. Tell me the pressure that's different when you're working on a beloved franchise. Water, look at this. You're a little choked up, people. But let me tell me, it's obviously a different sort of pressure. Expectations are that much higher already. Bob, we'll start with you. Sorry, dude. Alex poured me the water. I wasn't going to make him answer it.
The difference is that there's an expectation from people who know the show, so they are, in a way, are participating in predicting what the show is going to be, and you are presenting something that either is going to match up to their expectations or not. In a way, everyone becomes a consultant on the show, because you can read what people think online, you can get their opinions, you can measure what you're showing versus their expectations. So it's not like coming up with something that just belongs to you. Hawaii 5-0 already belongs to all of us, and so there's a responsibility there to fulfill that expectation and to make sure you don't violate what's great about it. You never want to just take a title sort of as a marketing tool and just put it out there hoping that people will come watch it because there's some kind of an affection for it before it has to earn its way back into what made the show great or whatever kind of a reboot you're doing. And that's why they don't all work. Not everything should be remade or rebooted, and sometimes you have to know which eggs to break, what to change, and what to keep the same.
Grace, I mean, I have to imagine this experience is different from Battlestar, because when Battlestar first started, there was some heat on you. You know, the Richard Hatches of the world and some other people were like pretty angry about the direction it was going in, right? This is a little bit different?
It is pretty different. I'm actually really happy I wasn't at that first Comic-Con, because I heard it wasn't a pleasant room to be in. And I think there was actually even a spoof of that on CSI, where they you know, re-brought back a show and everyone was booing. But yeah, with Battlestar, there was a lot of devotion to the original series, but the major difference is that that one went one season, and there was, I think, already some kind of a movement or a wanting to bring that back anyway, led by Richard Hatch. This one, I don't know. I know that there's been other ideas of bringing Hawaii Five-0 back, whether it be in movie form or another television series. I'm thrilled to be a part of this one. Of course, I would, you know, the chance of a remake working is you know, it's not like a home run for sure. And then for two, it's like the chances it seem like they might be slimmer, but when you look at the people that are attached to it, it's not like how can you go wrong, but I just wanted to be a part of that project anyway. And yeah, like Len said, the script is great, the actors are great, the creators and writers, like, it's amazing. And then so after also watching the pilot, I was like, okay, we're doing this.
Peter, following up on what Bob said, how do you determine when you're doing a reboot how much to keep the same, how much to change it up? Oh, we gotta change it up, and obviously, you know, Kono and stuff, going from man to woman and things like that. But I mean, how much give and pull is there on that?
I think for me, first of all, getting involved in this was a show that was very important in my house growing up. It was my dad's favorite show, so I think what makes reboots or reimagining of material work is really being passionate about the material, understanding the material, and really honoring the material. And I think, like Bob said, we weren't just trying to take the title and slap it on something. We were really, in some ways, painting this Valentine to the original show. And there's a lot there in what we did, a lot of touchstones to the original show. And I think there were some things that, you know, we felt like they work, and why not use them, and why not make people, when they're watching the show, if they were fans of the original, feel good about the fact that, you know, we loved it as much as they did. And I felt like, for me, just getting involved in this thing was because I was passionate about it, and I think that's what makes these things work.
The question I get asked a lot about the new Hawaii Five-0, everyone wants to know is, well, what are they doing with the theme song? Everyone wants to know, like, are they going to like technify it or this or that? I mean, it's so beloved. Alex, tell me about your philosophy and what you ended up doing with the song.
Well, look, it's one of the most, if not the most, iconic television theme ever. And it was interesting because, of course, when you're going through something like this, you have to put it through the filter of, do we adjust it somehow? Do we keep it the same? You know, and there was some discussion early on about bringing in an incredibly talented rock star to come in and do a guitar version of it. And we sort of tempted, and it could not have been more wrong. It only affirmed for us that... It only affirmed for us that you cannot change it. You cannot change it. So what, in fact, we did was we found the original musicians, we brought them back to the studio, and we redid the theme exactly like it was. And we recorded the session and would like to show it to you now.
First time seeing right here. Listen to that all day. I mean, it's really infectious. It's unbelievable. It's unreal. So tell me, Daniel, about, you know, this new, you've been known as Jin for so long, and you know, so